15 years. That's how long I gave to that company. Every day, I showed up early. I stayed late. Covered for people who didn't show. Never took real vacations. Skipped birthdays, holidays, anniversaries, all of it. Why? Because I believed in what we were building. I thought loyalty would mean something. But one Tuesday morning, all of that ended. No warning, no explanation, just a 5-minute meeting, and I was gone. They fired me like I was a stranger off the street. But what they didn't know is that I was about to become their worst nightmare. My name is Mark. I'm 46 now. But when this happened, I had just turned 45. I worked for a mid-sized distribution company, warehousing, shipping, logistics. Started at the bottom. Forklift driver. Back then, I was 30, just out of a messy divorce and trying to rebuild my life. The warehouse felt like home. Guys were like brothers. I worked hard, moved up. By year 10, I was running the floor. My performance reviews were always solid. Never missed quotas. Trained new hires. People came to me for everything. And I didn't mind. Because I believed I was part of something real. Then came the buyout. Big corporations stepped in. New management. New vision. New buzzwords. They started firing older folks. Quietly. Replacing them with younger, cheaper hires. We all saw it coming. But I thought I was safe. 15 years. That had to mean something. Right? Wrong. One day, the new ops manager, some 32-year-old MBA named Devin, called me in. He didn't even look up when I sat down, just flipped through papers like I was an entry on a spreadsheet. "Mark," he said, "you've been a great asset. But we're streamlining. We need fresh energy." Fresh energy? He slid the termination letter across the desk like he was handing me a flyer. No handshake, no gratitude, just a corporate smile. "You've got 2 weeks of severance," he said. "You'll land on your feet." That was it. I looked him dead in the eye, didn't say a word, just stood up and left. No scene, no yelling, because I already knew what I was going to do. See, here's what Devin and his fresh energy team didn't know. 8 years earlier, when the company hit a rough patch, the original owner, Mike, came to me desperate. Property taxes were overdue. Credit lines were maxed. He was looking at foreclosure. He knew I had inherited some money from my uncle, so he offered me a deal. I'd buy the land the warehouse sat on, not the company, just the land, and lease it back to him quietly. He didn't want the banks to know, so I did it. We signed the deed, filed it legally, kept it quiet. I became the legal owner of the warehouse property, without anyone in the company knowing. I let them stay rent-free for years, because I cared, because I thought I belonged. Fast forward to Devin and his clipboard. They fired the wrong man. The day after I got fired, I met with my lawyer. I still had the lease agreement in a file cabinet, signed by Mike, legal and binding. We drafted a letter. Notice of termination of tenancy. They had 60 days to vacate the property. No negotiation. No renewal. I sent it certified. Signature required. 2 days later, I got a call from the company's legal department. They thought it was a joke. Then Devin called me personally. "Mark, come on, man. Be reasonable. This affects hundreds of jobs." I said nothing. Just listened. He got angrier. Tried guilt. Tried pressure. I stayed silent. Eventually, he hung up. I never heard from him again. The company scrambled. Tried to find new property. But zoning, logistics, and contracts take time. Their biggest clients backed out. Drivers quit. Warehouse workers left for competitors. They asked for a 30-day extension. I refused. 2 months after my termination, the building was empty, and I watched from my truck as the lights went out for the last time. The business filed for bankruptcy 4 months later. Devin? No idea where he is now, but I hope he updates his resume. I never raised my voice, never made a scene, didn't post about it on Facebook, didn't rant in the break room. I waited, watched, planned, and when the time was right, I gave them exactly what they gave me. Nothing. Sometimes revenge isn't loud. Sometimes it doesn't even look like revenge. Sometimes it just looks like justice. Calculated justice. Have you ever been let go after years of loyalty? Ever had someone mistake your silence for weakness? Tell me your story in the comments. I'll be here, reading every one. And if you like this, you know what to do. Subscribe. Because this was just the beginning.